H1b population has come under the scanner recently due to increasing levels of unemployment in the US due to the coronavirus-induced lockdown, which has eventually led Mr. President sign an executive order to keep H1b holders in check. But most importantly, it has caused the prospective international students to reevaluate their decision of studying in the US. Out of concern for lack of job opportunities after they graduate. So if you are in a similar situation, let me clear some facts for you. So my dad called me on a random weekday and he never calls me on a weekday. Also, it was late in the night for me, so almost 9ish in the morning in India, and he goes like, Trump banned H1b, is it gonna impact you? He probably was watching some news like this. Indian news channels are so creative when it comes to catchy headlines. Anyways, it was not only my dad who got confused about the rush executive order that Trump signed to kind of ban all non-immigrant visas until the end of this year, which is 2020. So let me be very clear. This ban, or I should say suspension, does not affect anybody who is already in the US on these visas, which is H1b, H4 and even L1. Also, it does not affect the international students who are, will be getting their OPTs once they graduate. So the suspension of visas is for foreign nationals outside the US. So these were the people who were to start their jobs on H1b or L1 visas but do not yet have a valid visa in their passport. So these are the people who got their petitions approved this year and were to start, their jobs in America, but they couldn't get a visa stamped in their passport because all the embassies across the globe were closed. And then Trump signed an executive order to actually suspend issuing of these visas until the end of this year in a bid to protect Americans during the coronavirus pandemic, which to me makes sense because why would you want new people to come and start jobs when people in America are getting fired or losing their jobs? I am not rooting for Trump by any means. I just feel we kind of need to stop blaming him for everything, because in this situation he is kind of being very considerate and generous, not only for Americans but also the immigrants in America right now. And I'm realizing by saying all this I am getting into a wrong territory where people may not like my take on Trump, but this is how I feel given the situation. Okay, let me give you an example. So Mr. Justin Trudeau, the beloved Prime Minister of Canada and certainly one of the most favorite politicians in the world, he closed Canadian borders in March with an exception that the families of permanent residents and Canadians can travel. He didn't think about the immigrants, right? However, Trump is allowing the families of H1b holders, L1 holders to enter into US even at this time. In addition to the travel ban, another reason why people are getting so worked up is because of the recent guidance that Trump has issued for a broader reform of the whole H1b system. So I do not know the details because the details are not out yet, but basically he wants to replace the whole H1b lottery system with a merit-based system. And again, my comment may not go that well with everyone, but I think it will be fantastic because it will drive up both the wage level as well as skill level. This reform will ensure that the best and brightest talents across the globe will have an opportunity to work in America, and these people will not only gain experience by working in America, but they will also be paid higher wages. So a total win-win situation. I recently also read a lot of comments that people, especially international students or potential international students, are getting all discouraged because of the new and changing policies and reforms around the working visa in US. But I 100% believe that if merit system replaces the current H1b lottery system, students will be the one who will get the most benefit. So I hope this may help you clarify some of your doubts regarding H1b and its future. I will be posting more videos on recent current topics, so please subscribe and stay in touch.